Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. It's not hype, not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled The Shadow Side of Charisma. Here we go. There's a trait we've been told to cultivate our entire careers. Be more confident. Command the room. Inspire your people. Project uncertainty. And most of us took that advice seriously. Some of us became very, very good at it. But here's the thing nobody told us. The same energy that rallies a team can silence them. And most leaders who've crossed that line never saw it coming. Jim Collins put it plainly when he said, "Consider the idea that charisma can be as much a liability as an asset. Your strength of personality can sow the seeds of problems." It's not a knock on charismatic leaders. Collins isn't saying don't be compelling. He's saying know what that compellingness costs you, because it will cost you something. Think about the most influential leader you've ever been around. Now ask yourself honestly, did the people around them tell the truth, or did they tell them what they wanted to hear? I've worked with leaders who had remarkable clarity of vision, genuine warmth, and real results behind them. And in almost every case, the gap in their leadership wasn't strategy. It was information. The team had stopped giving them the real picture, not out of malice, but out of admiration. When someone commands a room, people calibrate. They adjust their tone, their pushback, their concerns. They see which way the wind is blowing and they sail with it. That's not weakness on their part. It's a completely natural human response to a magnetic presence. But it leaves the leader navigating on incomplete data, and eventually the decisions reflect that. The common mistake here is thinking this is a self-awareness problem, that if a leader just knew they were too dominant in a room, they'd dial it back. But it's not that simple. The issue isn't awareness alone. It's structural. Even self-aware leaders who openly invite pushback can still inadvertently suppress it because the dynamic isn't just about what they say. It's about how much space their presence occupies before they say a word. Charisma is ambient. It's in the room before you open your mouth. That's why good intentions aren't enough. Here's the reframe. The goal isn't to become less influential. The goal is to make your influence safe to question. That means designing for disagreement. Not just tolerating it, but engineering the conditions where it can actually occur. It means creating forums where ideas are evaluated before they're attributed, where decisions go through a process that doesn't ask people to contradict you directly in the room. The strongest leaders I've seen aren't the ones who've dimmed their presence. They're the ones who've built accountability into the architecture of how they lead. They've made challenging the leader in the right context part of the culture. That distinction matters, because the organization that can't tell its leader the truth is already in trouble. It just doesn't know it yet. Before your next key decision, pause. Ask yourself who in your organization would tell you if this was the wrong call. Then ask yourself whether they actually have a way to do that doesn't require them to walk into a headwind. If you can't name those people immediately, that's the work. Charisma is a gift. It can align people, accelerate change, and carry an organization through difficulty on will alone. But gifts have weight. And the stronger the gift, the more quietly it can reshape the people around it. Collins wasn't warning us away from influence. He was warning us to understand what we're carrying, because a leader who never questions the effect of their presence is one data point away from a decision that they cannot undo. Build the systems, protect the dissenters, stay curious about what you're not hearing. That's the discipline. Not charisma, clarity.